Today's episode is brought to you by Batman Nightwalker. Batman is many things to many people. He is justice, he is vengeance, he is the knight. But most importantly, he is the world's greatest detective. Now, it's easy to forget this in between his high-speed Batmobile chases, an epic slugfest with supervillains, but Batman, at his core, is a super sleuth.
No prints here.
With superior intellect, intuition, and some incredibly expensive gadgets, Batman is always 3 steps ahead of the bad guys because he uses deductive reasoning to crack even the toughest cases. So, in honor of Marie Lu's thrilling new YA novel, Batman Nightwalker, we're gonna run down some of the greatest Batman detective stories of all time. Like this one. Heart of Hush. Whenever you ask someone for their favorite Batman detective story, Hush will inevitably be one of the first names mentioned, and for good reason. It's a great story. But while Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's 12-part 2002 story is excellent, Paul Dini and Dustin Nguyen's sequel is a better detective story. With the criminal known as the Black Glove plotting to kill Batman, Hush, aka Bruce Wayne's childhood friend Thomas Elliot, decides to beat him to the punch and begins targeting people close to Batman, which leads to kidnapping Catwoman and surgically removing her heart, which is beyond messed up to say the least. With so many devious plot twists, horrifying surgical procedures, and explosive revelations, Heart of Hush keeps you feverishly turning the page as you try to solve the mysteries alongside Batman before Elliot goes full face-off. The Black Mirror. One of the greatest Batman detective stories happened when Bruce Wayne wasn't Batman at all. In fact, it was Dick Grayson under that iconic cowl. Like many great Batman stories, this was all about family. In this case, the Gordon family, as Commissioner Gordon's son, James Gordon Jr., returned to Gotham as a brutal psychopathic murderer stalking the streets. Dick finds himself in a deadly game of cat and mouse with James, and Barbara Gordon's life is on the line. With everything from poisoned babies to deep-seated family crises, the Black Mirror packs a serious punch both physically and emotionally, but its twisting mysteries are what makes it one of the best. Time and the Batman. For Batman's landmark 700th issue, Grant Morrison and a murderer's row of talented artists wove a sprawling mystery stretching across space and time to feature Batmans of different eras like Bruce Wayne, Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne, and even Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis solving crimes in their respective eras, in order to show that no matter what, no matter when crime may happen, no matter where villains may lurk, a Batman will always be around to crack the case and save the day. So if you haven't read this one yet, get a clue and discover why Batman isn't just the world's greatest detective, but the world's greatest superhero. Broken City. Tragedy is in Batman's DNA. For better or worse, murder is what defines Gotham City's Dark Knight and his quest to prevent what happened to him from happening to anyone else. It's what drives Bruce Wayne in his one-man war on crime. So when Batman finds himself investigating the murder of a young boy's parents in a case that feels remarkably and horrifyingly similar to his own parents, it sends him hurtling down a corridor of regret, introspection, and unbridled anger as he examines his own life choices. And to make matters worse, a pair of killers have been following his every move, just waiting for Batman to slip up. Now, there's no crying in baseball, but is there room for it in crime fighting? That's just one of Broken City's many exquisite mysteries. Gotham by Gaslight. Do you like your Batman stories with a Victorian twist? Well, this classic Elseworld story takes place in a 19th century version of Gotham City, where one of the most infamous serial killers of all time is on the loose, Jack the Ripper. Having relocated to Batman's hometown, the Whitechapel murderer is stalking the streets, and to make matters worse, Bruce Wayne is accused of Jack the Ripper's crimes and has been sentenced to be hanged. Will Gotham's vigilante pay the ultimate price for crimes he didn't commit? Only time will tell, but in the meantime, there's gonna be some seriously sweet steampunk goggles. The Long Halloween. Thank your lucky stars the holiday season has come and gone, because reading The Long Halloween on an important day of the year might send a shiver up your spine. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale's creepy noir unfolds over the course of a year in Batman's life as a masked vigilante. While mob boss Carmine Falcone hires all manner of supervillains like Poison Ivy, Scarecrow, and the Riddler to stop Batman, the Dark Knight has his hands full trying to solve a series of murders that only happen on holidays. It's a literal race against time, as Bruce must figure out who's trying to wish Gotham a happy hollis sleigh before another body's added to the pile. And if you manage to solve the mystery before Batman does, well, just consider that an early Christmas present to yourself. And those are some of the greatest Batman detective stories of all time. But tell me, what are your favorites? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to give me a mysterious thumbs up while you're there. Now be sure to like and subscribe, or else you might miss next week's show about the story of a wealthy orphan turned vigilante crime fighter who takes on his greatest nemesis yet, eating McDonald's for a month. in Batman v Super Size Me. Until next time, keep on digging. Special thanks to Batman Nightwalker for sponsoring today's episode. Written by #1 New York Times bestselling author Marie Lu, this suspenseful action-packed YA novel gives fans a never-before-seen origin story for Batman. Join Bruce Wayne as he turns 18, inherits his family's fortune, and becomes Gotham City's most underrated detective, helping solve the crimes that no one else can while using his wits and wiles to save the day. With a sinister group known as the Nightwalkers terrorizing Gotham City's elites, Bruce Wayne works undercover at Arkham Asylum to sleuth out who's really behind the brilliant crimes before Gotham City is brought to its knees. Batman Nightwalker, available wherever fine books are sold. Let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? At Rami Ungar Writer asks, if you could live the life of any anime character, which would it be? Well, that's a great question. I've thought long and hard about this one, and the answer would probably have to be Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, because not only do you get to wear sweet formal wear, a radical cape, and a cool domino mask, but you get to show up late, take credit for doing everything, and then disappear into the night. And that is about the maximum amount of effort I'm willing to put into saving the world, or pretty much anything. But which anime character's life would you want to live? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time!